Princess Charlotte is no longer the shy royal child once glimpsed through palace windows or waving delicately from a carriage during royal events. She's blossoming into a confident, expressive young girl, and her recent appearance with Prince William at the UEFA Women's Euro 2025 final has the entire world taking notice. The moment was not just about England's stunning victory against Spain, or the drama that unfolded on the pitch, it was also about a young royal finding her place, not just in the royal family, but in the hearts of people all over the globe. At just 10 years old, Princess Charlotte managed to outshine the football spectacle itself with her genuine expressions, heartfelt reactions, and clear passion for the game. On July 27, inside a roaring stadium in Switzerland, all eyes weren't just on the players. A camera panned through the crowd and there they were, Prince William and Princess Charlotte, side by side, reacting to every pass, every penalty, and every nail-biting moment with the intensity of lifelong fans. For many royal watchers, it was more than just a rare public appearance, it was a poignant scene of a father-daughter bond unfolding in real time, in front of a captivated audience. William, dressed in a dark-colored suit with a crisp white shirt and a red-striped tie, looked every bit the senior royal he is, but softened by the presence of his daughter. Meanwhile, Charlotte, in her ruffled polka-dot dress and cream-colored cardigan, looked like the perfect blend of innocence and emerging confidence. Their mirrored expressions said it all. As the match intensified, Charlotte clutched her cheeks. In shock, her wide eyes locked on the field, her emotions impossible to contain. Prince William mirrored her posture, his own face reflecting anticipation and concern. These were not rehearsed royal gestures. They were raw, relatable, and real, the kind of expressions anyone might have watching a final that close, that tense, that full of stakes. It's in moments like these that the monarchy feels less like an institution and more like a family. With all the joy, anxiety, and pride that comes with being human, when the final whistle blew and England emerged victorious after a grueling penalty shootout, the celebrations began, not just on the pitch, but in the stands, where Charlotte and William shared high-fives, hugs, and the kind of joy that transcends titles and responsibilities. After the match, Prince William, who serves as the president of the Football Association, shared a message on social media, speaking not just as a royal, but as a proud father and a passionate fan. "What a game," he wrote in an Instagram story dated July 27. "You are the champions of Europe and we couldn't be prouder of this whole team. Enjoy this moment." The message, notably signed off as being from both him and Charlotte, highlighted how closely connected she was to the experience, but this isn't a one-off event. Princess Charlotte's growing love for sports, and her visible public appearances at major sporting events, suggest that she may be carving out her own unique identity within the royal family, one centered around athletics, determination, and youthful enthusiasm. Earlier this month, she was seen at Wimbledon alongside her parents and older brother, Prince George. It wasn't just the fact that she was present, it was how utterly engaged she was. Charlotte leaned forward during tense plays, gasped with her hand over her mouth during dramatic moments, and clearly absorbed every second of the men's final with rapt attention. She wore a white sleeveless dress with navy ruffled trim, looking both regal and spirited, capturing the attention of photographers and fans alike. Charlotte's interest in sports isn't accidental. It's been nurtured over the years, especially by her father, Prince William, who himself has always been an avid sports enthusiast. His commitment to promoting athletics, especially women's sports, is well documented, but what's particularly touching is how he shares that passion with his children. And Charlotte, in particular, has embraced it fully. Her father once described her as a budding star on the soccer pitch, a sentiment that not only highlighted her talent but revealed the pride he takes in watching her grow. It's hard not to imagine father and daughter practicing shots together in the gardens of Kensington Palace or at their country home in Norfolk, sharing moments away from the spotlight that are both grounding and formative. In fact, back in 2022, Prince William shared a particularly sweet anecdote during a visit with the England women's national team, known as the Lionesses. Charlotte, he said, had asked him to pass along a very specific message to the players. "Charlotte wanted me to tell you that she is really good at goal. She said, please tell them that." That message, delivered with the proud chuckle of a dad who clearly admires his daughter's confidence, became one of the most heartwarming royal moments that year. The team responded with delight, and Charlotte's enthusiasm continued to blossom. By 2023, Charlotte had grown comfortable enough to appear in her own video messages to the team. Before the Women's World Cup final that year, she appeared alongside William in a social media video where she grinned from ear to ear and cheerfully declared, "Good luck, Lionesses." It was a short clip, but one that showcased just how much she has matured in front of the camera, and how seamlessly she's beginning to blend her public role with her private passions. She's growing up under the intense scrutiny of the world, yet somehow maintaining a sense of joy and authenticity that is both rare and refreshing. It's not just sports where Charlotte is shining. Her increasing number of public outings signals a broader shift. She is being gently introduced into royal life, in a way that's modern, relatable, and deeply human. Each appearance seems designed not just to build her confidence, but to show the world that the next generation of royals are not distant, scripted figures. They are involved, engaged, and more connected to the everyday world than ever before. Charlotte's expressions, her excitement, her ability to relate to fans of all ages, they've made her a standout figure in recent months, and many believe she may become one of the most beloved royals of her generation. And yet, even as Charlotte rises, the royal world around her continues to shift. The events surrounding her family, her mother's health, her uncle Prince Harry's legal battles, and the evolving roles of the monarchy, are creating a new landscape for the young princess to grow into. In many ways, she's becoming a beacon of positivity amid the more turbulent currents of royal life. Whether she's cheering at Wimbledon or clasping her face in suspense during a penalty kick, she's reminding the world that the royal family, for all its formality and history, is still just that, a family. And Charlotte, with her charm, curiosity, and bright spirit, is leading the way forward. As the cameras turned away from the stadium that day and the crowd filtered out into the Swiss evening, the echoes of the game lingered. But so too did the impression left by a young girl in a polka dot dress, sitting beside her father, fully immersed in the moment. Princess Charlotte didn't just witness England's victory, she became a part of it, and in doing so, etched herself a little deeper into the narrative of a modern royal family that's learning to balance tradition with tenderness, duty with delight, and the weight of legacy with the freedom of childhood. As Princess Charlotte continues to flourish before the public's eyes, her charming presence and genuine interest in sports mark just one chapter in a much broader and more nuanced royal story. While her joyful outing at the Women's Euro 2025 final gave the world a heartwarming look at the future generation of royals, the present-day monarchy continues to face a complex web of challenges, changes, and transitions, each one subtly reshaping the public's perception of the royal family. Take, for instance, Prince Harry's latest legal battle, a case that has not only captured headlines across the UK but also underscored the deep fractures that remain between him and the royal establishment. On May 2, the British courts officially dismissed Prince Harry's appeal for additional security protection during his visits to the UK. The decision came more than a year after the High Court ruled against his original request, essentially confirming that Harry and Meghan Markle would not be granted the same levels of taxpayer-funded security they once received as senior working royals. For Harry, the outcome was deeply personal and profoundly disappointing. In a rare, emotionally vulnerable moment, he told the BBC, "I can't see a world in which I would bring my wife and children back to the UK at this point." That quote, equal parts frustration and heartbreak, spoke volumes. The once close bond between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family has clearly not been repaired, and the battle over security symbolized something much deeper, a lingering sense of alienation, mistrust, and perceived injustice. This stark contrast between Charlotte's joyful European outings and Harry's legal frustrations paints a picture of two royal paths that are growing increasingly distinct. While William and his family continue to embrace traditional royal roles, with a modern, media-savvy edge, Harry and Meghan remain firmly outside the palace walls, carving out a separate life in California. The distance is not just physical. It's emotional and philosophical, and moments like these highlight just how far those worlds have drifted apart. Yet while Prince Harry's security case marks a low point, other parts of the royal family are experiencing symbolic milestones of a different kind. Just one day before her 78th birthday, Queen Camilla was bestowed with a new, history-making honor, the title of Vice Admiral of the United Kingdom from the Royal Navy. While the position is largely ceremonial, the implications are not. Camilla became the first woman to ever hold the honorary title, an achievement that blends tradition with progress. Much like Camilla herself, the decision, approved by King Charles III on the nomination of the First Sea Lord, Sir Gwyn Jenkins, was more than just a formality. It was a powerful acknowledgement of Camilla's growing role within the monarchy. Once a figure of controversy during the Diana years, Camilla has steadily transformed into a trusted royal presence. Her assumption of such a significant naval honor suggests not only her husband's confidence in her but also her increasing acceptance among the British public. She's not just the queen consort anymore, she's becoming a symbol of steady continuity in a rapidly changing royal landscape. But royal life is not all public ceremonies and honorary titles. Sometimes, it's about the quiet, difficult choices made in private, especially when it comes to family and personal well-being. One such decision came earlier this year when Prince William and Kate Middleton chose not to attend the royal family's traditional Easter service at St. George's Chapel in Windsor. This marked their second consecutive absence from the annual event, raising eyebrows and prompting speculation. However, the reason behind their decision was deeply personal and entirely understandable. The Easter holiday fell just a week after Princess Kate publicly revealed her cancer diagnosis, a moment that sent shockwaves across the nation. In light of this, the couple opted to spend the weekend at their Norfolk country home, retreating from the public eye to prioritize family, rest, and healing. Their absence served as a quiet but powerful reminder: even the royals, with all their privilege and pageantry, are not immune to life's most human challenges. The burden of illness, the need for privacy, the instinct to protect one's children, these are the same realities faced by families everywhere. Kate's decision to take time away from official duties and appearances, supported fully by William, resonated with a public who saw not a princess in a palace, but a mother navigating a health crisis. Amid these emotional tides, moments of joy and growth still shine through. In April 2025, Prince George made headlines with his first major public appearance of the year, attending a soccer match in Paris alongside Prince William. The father-son duo appeared at the UEFA Champions League quarter-final, smiling from their seats at the Parc des Princes as Paris Saint-Germain faced off against Aston Villa FC. The outing was more than just a bonding moment between father and son, it was another strategic step in Prince George's gradual introduction to royal life. Much like Charlotte, George is being exposed to high-profile public events at a pace that feels thoughtful, intentional, and attuned to the times. He looked relaxed and happy in the stadium, his close resemblance to his father drawing even more attention as royal watchers began comparing his demeanor, posture, and growing confidence to that of William in his youth. But even as the new generation begins stepping into the limelight, the royal family continues to say goodbye to figures from its past. In April, the family mourned the death of Graham Cracker, a former royal bodyguard who played a pivotal role in both Prince William and Prince Harry's lives. Cracker, who passed away at the age of 77, was with the young princes on the day they learned their mother, Princess Diana, had died. He also participated in her funeral services, standing as a silent guardian during one of the most painful moments in modern royal history. In a moving tribute, Cracker once recalled how Prince William looked up at him at the rear of the hearse, carrying Diana's coffin, and nodded. William was comforted that I was with his mum on her final journey, he said. The death of Cracker was not just the passing of a loyal servant, it was a reminder of the deep, personal connections that shape royal life, beyond the headlines, beyond the ceremony. These are the relationships that offer comfort during tragedy, the quiet anchors of stability in a world that so often feels turbulent. And speaking of turbulence, Prince Harry once again made headlines in January 2025 when he reached a settlement in his long-standing lawsuit against News Group newspapers, the parent company of The Sun and the now-defunct News of the World. Harry had accused the media conglomerate of engaging in unlawful activities, including phone hacking and the hiring of private investigators, to obtain information about him and other members of the royal family. The case was a major milestone in Harry's ongoing fight for media accountability and privacy. The settlement included a substantial financial payout, a full public apology, and official acknowledgement of the extensive coverage and serious intrusion into his life and that of his late mother, Princess Diana. For Harry, who has made media reform one of his most passionate causes, the victory was both symbolic and deeply personal. While it didn't mend the fractured ties with his family, it validated his long-held claims and offered some measure of justice in a battle he's been fighting for years. Back in Britain, other tributes and tragedies continued to ripple through royal life. In January, Prince William and Princess Kate issued a heartfelt statement following the tragic death of Edward "Ed" Pettifer, the stepson of their former nanny Alexandra Pettifer, known affectionately as Tiggy Legberg. Pettifer was one of the victims of a terrorist attack that occurred on New Year's Day in New Orleans. Catherine and I have been shocked and saddened by the tragic death of Ed Pettifer, William said in an Instagram message dated January 4. Our thoughts and prayers remain with the Pettifer family and all those innocent people who have been tragically impacted by this horrific attack. The statement underscored the continued emotional ties the family maintains with those who cared for them in their formative years, relationships that continue to hold deep personal meaning even decades later. These stories, the joyful, the tragic, the contentious, and the historic, paint a rich, multifaceted portrait of the royal family in 2025. While Princess Charlotte steals hearts at football games and waves to crowds at Wimbledon, her family navigates courtrooms, military appointments, personal loss, and public scrutiny. It's a world of contrasts, innocence and experience, legacy and evolution, retreat and re-emergence. Through it all, the one constant is the undeniable shift toward a new era of royal life, one where the spotlight is no longer just on the Queen, or the king, but on the children, the changes, and the deeply human moments that define this institution not just as a monarchy, but as a family. As the sun sets on a year filled with royal milestones, emotional reckonings, and heartfelt reunions, the British monarchy stands at a delicate crossroads, where the traditions of yesterday must evolve to meet the challenges and expectations of tomorrow. And nowhere has this evolution been more evident than in the intimate, often spontaneous moments shared by the royal family, moments that show they are, despite centuries of pomp and pageantry, a family deeply rooted in love, loss, resilience, and rebirth. At the heart of this emotional transformation lies the royal children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, each of whom has stepped into the spotlight with remarkable poise. Whether it's Charlotte's radiant smile at the UEFA Women's Euro final or George's quiet maturity at Wimbledon, these young royals are doing more than charming the public, they are shaping the monarchy's future image. Their public appearances are carefully curated, yet never feel overly rehearsed. They offer a delicate balance of structure and sincerity, a royal touch softened by childlike wonder, and while their presence delights the public, their impact runs deeper. These young royals symbolize the continuity of a monarchy striving to remain relevant in a rapidly changing world. They bring a breath of fresh air to an institution that, for years, struggled with modernity and public trust. Their charm and relatability give the public something the monarchy has long needed, hope, but the future isn't being built by the children alone. At the center of this transitional moment is Prince William, the Prince of Wales, who has embraced his role not just as future king, but as a modern father, husband, and public servant. His appearances alongside his children, his hands-on parenting style, and his increasingly prominent role in royal duties all mark a clear shift toward a monarchy that values family as much as formality. William's presence at major events, whether it's Wimbledon, Euro 2025, or solemn occasions of remembrance, underscores his growing influence. But it's his natural ease, his emotional transparency, and his obvious devotion to his wife and children that have endeared him to the public. In an age of constant media scrutiny and growing cynicism, William's authenticity may well be the monarchy's most valuable asset. Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, has also played an integral role in this evolution. With her keen sense of duty, impeccable poise, and quiet strength, Kate has emerged as both a beloved royal and a modern icon. But perhaps her most important role has been as a mother. By prioritizing her children's well-being while still fulfilling royal duties with grace and consistency, Kate has helped redefine what it means to be a working royal in the 21st century. Together, William and Kate have established a royal model that blends formality with familiarity. They attend global summits, charity galas, and national ceremonies, but they also cheer at soccer matches, sing along at concerts, and share joyful, unfiltered moments with their children. It's this duality, the regal and the relatable, that makes their leadership so compelling. Meanwhile, King Charles III continues to navigate his role as monarch with a focus on legacy. While his reign has not been without its critics, Charles has embraced a quieter form of kingship, one marked by long-standing commitments to the environment, interfaith dialogue, and cultural preservation. He's not trying to reinvent the monarchy in dramatic ways, rather, he's fine-tuning it, maintaining the dignity of the crown while gently pushing it forward. One of the most powerful ways Charles has done this is through his unwavering support of Queen Camilla. Their relationship, once considered scandalous, has evolved into a testament to resilience and transformation. Camilla, now fully embraced as queen, has taken on her duties with humility and strength. Her recent ceremonial appointment as Vice Admiral of the United Kingdom was more than just a title, it was a moment of symbolic empowerment, further solidifying her role as a trusted partner in the king's reign. But while Charles and Camilla have settled into their roles, the undercurrent of family tension, particularly with Prince Harry, remains unresolved. Harry's legal battles with British tabloids, his explosive memoir, and his insistence on security for his family during UK visits have all contributed to a widening emotional chasm. While there were hopes that Charles's ascension to the throne might mend these rifts, 2025 has only highlighted how fragile those relationships still are. The birth of reconciliation seems distant, but public sentiment still holds out hope. After all, despite the turbulence, Harry remains Diana's son, Charles's child, and William's brother. These blood ties, no matter how strained, still carry the weight of shared history and love. Perhaps in time, through mutual respect and understanding, bridges might begin to mend. But for now, the royals continue to move forward, separately, yet forever linked by name, legacy, and the eyes of the world. In the meantime, the monarchy has leaned heavily into visibility, using public events as a platform to reinforce unity and relevance. Summer 2025 became a showcase of this strategy, with the royal family appearing in full force at global sporting events, music concerts, state visits, and charity fundraisers. These appearances were not just ceremonial, they were calculated, crafted to reflect a family that is both rooted in tradition and tuned into the world around them. One standout event of the summer was the final stop on Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter tour in Las Vegas, where Destiny's Child reunited in a surprise performance. The royal family didn't attend, but the excitement around the performance offered an unexpected parallel. Just as Beyoncé celebrated her past while looking to the future, the royal family was doing the same, bridging generations, honoring history, and spotlighting those who will carry the institution forward. Social media exploded after the Beyoncé reunion. Fans shared clips of the surprise performance, while nostalgic posts about the group's legacy filled timelines. This level of engagement isn't lost on the royal family, which has also ramped up its digital presence. With sleek official accounts, behind-the-scenes videos, and carefully curated Instagram posts, the monarchy is slowly mastering the art of online storytelling, and those stories matter. They shape how the public sees the royal family, not just as figures in crowns, but as parents, siblings, children, and citizens. A candid photo of Charlotte waving, a video of George giggling at a soccer match, or a heartfelt post from Kate on mental health awareness, these moments weave a narrative of accessibility and emotional depth. The crown may remain an ancient symbol, but the people who wear it are no longer distant enigmas. They are navigating grief, parenting challenges, family dynamics, and global scrutiny, just like anyone else, albeit under a brighter spotlight. And in showing that humanity, the monarchy gains something invaluable: trust. The year 2025 has been a pivotal one. Not because of a coronation or scandal, but because of the quiet, powerful ways the royal family has reintroduced itself to the world. Through joy and sorrow, triumph and tragedy, they have demonstrated that the institution isn't static, it's evolving, adapting, and, perhaps most importantly, listening. As Princess Charlotte and her brothers continue to grow, as William and Kate step further into leadership, and as Charles and Camilla provide steady hands at the helm, the future of the monarchy looks clearer. It's a future that honors the past but isn't bound by it. A future rooted in service, shaped by family, and shared with the people. And so, as the final months of 2025 unfold, we are witnessing not just the continuation of a royal lineage, but the writing of a new chapter. One where children wave proudly at packed stadiums, where kings mourn old friends, where queens break barriers, and where the public is invited not just to observe, but to connect.